Hello, welcome. Thanks for clicking. I'm Mark Morse. Before I start today's show, I want to give a shout out to my vinyl collecting buddy Steve from All the World's a Stage. I'm recording this on June 17th, 2024, and this happens to be Steve's birthday. I'm thinking he's about, 34, 35 today. Anyway, happy birthday, Steve. I hope you're having a great day. The other thing I wanted to mention, the idea I got for today's program came from Rob at Northern Revolutions. He did a program called Beatle Records You Might Not Know. So I've linked to him below. Just take a look at his video. It's going to be a lot better than what I'm doing here. And he talks about some Beatle rarities you might not have, and he was absolutely correct in regards to this one and me. This is a record called Very Together. Came out in 1969. The Beatles had recorded with Tony Sheridan in 1961 before their big rocket to fame. And they're credited on here as the Beat Brothers or the Beatles with Tony Sheridan on vocals. Not a super interesting record. You've seen it in different forms. Those are the songs. My Bonnie's on here, which is maybe that's a single that has some significance in the Beatles world. Anyway, I saw this on Rob's program, and it reminded me of a video just recently where I had a very well-respected Beatles historian by the name of Mark Morse, and he was on and he was giving his impressions on the Paul is dead theory. If I remember, I'll link to that video at the end of this. But then I saw this, and I just felt like I wanted to do a little program on this. So this is a record Rob talks about on his program. Again, go watch it. I provided the link. And what grabbed me about it is that cover. I bought this mainly for the cover. The cover's in terrible condition, by the way, and I'll talk about that briefly too. But 4 candles, one is snuffed out. Released in 1969 at the height of the frenzy of Paul McCartney is really dead, and they got a look-alike to take his place, and they're trying to keep it covered up, and all the secrets are you can hear it in the songs and on the record covers. This is a real blatant way to capitalize on that and resell a not very good record. This is on Polydor Records, who recorded the original Tony Sheridan record. They saw that they had an opportunity to capitalize on the Beatles' fame and put it out. Anything with the Beatles' name on it, they were hoping would sell. Did it work? Well, I'm holding this record up right now, aren't I? Now I want to go into the story of the 2 Mark Morses, and I'll try to keep this brief because it's not that interesting of a story. But there is an analytical, almost OCD Mark Morse who studies everything, every detail. If he's looking for a record, if he goes on eBay, he will compare every version of the record he can find. He will look at price. He will look at grading. He will look at the cover condition, where it's coming from, the shipping. This guy can be trusted. He's going to make a good decision. There is another Mark Morse, though. And that Mark Morse, he's a piece of crap. That guy he buys impulsively. He doesn't make good decisions, and he is always getting into situations where the rational Mark Morse has to get him out of the situation. So what happened with this? Rob had showed him this record on Northern Revolution's channel, and I decided that I needed to get it. Well, the rational Mark Morse scanned pages and eBay, and he decided he didn't see anything he really liked. He didn't think any of it was worth it. He's a patient man, that one. But there's this other Mark Morse, usually in a time of stress, like when I'm at work. You get one of those notifications from eBay that say a record you were interested at or an item you were interested in has dropped in price $2. And one person already has it in their basket. Do you want to take advantage of this? The Mark Morse that responds to those things, he's not a good person. He's a jerk. This guy's an ass. But that Mark Morse bought this record. So the record shows up, and it's in just terrible condition. Not only the cover, which I was buying it for, but the record itself is just a terrible. It's unplayable. But that's okay. I wasn't going to buy it to listen to. It's not a great thing to listen to anyway. But I thought for sure, oh, they must have scammed me in the description. No, I reread the description. It said this record is in bad condition. It is being sold as is. Please look at the pictures. And when you look at the pictures, it looks like this. But I'm glad to have it just for the cover. But to answer the question, does that album cover prove that Paul McCartney really was dead and replaced? The answer is no. It's just a way for a record company to make money. It's to gouge the consumer, to exploit the consumer, to take advantage of the foolish Mark Morse. But I do have the record now, so what the hey. The other thing I wanted to talk about real briefly, and this was another impulse Mark Morse buy. I thought I'd seen Rob talk about Stars of 63, the Beatles, on his channel. He didn't. I don't know where I saw it. I saw it on another channel, or maybe I discovered it just roaming around. But this is it's what's known as an unofficial release, and it has a bunch of live recordings from TV shows, radio programs from around the world in 1963. The sound quality is terrible. Some of it's listenable, but they have Pop 63, a Swedish radio show from 1963. A lot of repeat songs on here. I think I counted 4 versions of Twist and Shout on here. Maybe only 3. Anyway, a lot of repeat songs on here from a radio show, from some Swedish TV. They have the Royal Variety Performance, the one where John says, in the poor seats, clap your hands. All the rest of you, rattle your jewelry. That's that one. I have that on an EP, a promotional EP, and it sounds better than this. Then a English show called Morecambe and Wise Show, and then some selections from the Cavern Club in 1962. Do you need this in your collection? Absolutely not. This is a piece of crap. Don't fall for this stuff. It's no good. You don't need it. You don't need it. Don't buy that stuff. And that's what I have to say about that. I want to end this show thank a couple people that have jumped on the thread I started about the sleep disorders. Vinyl Sean has made an entry, and Brian from Embryonic Robot has made an entry. So I hope some more of you jump onto it. If not, that's okay. I hope this was educational for you, maybe a little fun, and I'll talk to you all again very soon. Thank you.